Look at all these tiny baby trees. Oh, so many. At least that's what I think they are. I am definitely not anyone who's one with nature. So if someone knows better, let me know in the comments, but I think they're tiny trees and they're adorable. Just going for a little walk before breakfast, enjoying the fresh ocean air and the incredibly aesthetic surroundings, including this old barn, which is so beautiful. Ah, this is someone's house. I've definitely taken a wrong turn. So obviously I have been listening to A Secret History of Trees, The Secret Life of Trees, one of those, picture. And I have to say that it makes me feel very self-righteous about trees. I don't know, I feel like I see trees on their own where people have clearly like cut down lawns around them, and I'm like, shouldn't have done that. Now that tree wouldn't have any friends. So this spot would be such a good place to just sit and read. And we're here to take a look at this view. I know I normally start my vlogs on a Sunday, and I did start reading on the Sunday, but I was really tired because I had a very relaxing holiday, and apparently that just knocks one out. I am going to go grab a shower and then get dressed. And then I think I'll be filming. I'll be filming my May wrap-up. It's a little early to be filming my May wrap-up, and I'm probably gonna have to splice onto the end some, well, the books I read this week, clearly. But I really need to get it out of the way because the library wants its books back, that mad, mad machine. I only have 2 books left from my Bingo Picks My June TBR, and luckily they are owned because I actually planned something for once, and they are Flowers for Algernon and The Hate You Give. Both are incredibly hard-hitting. The Flowers for Algernon is a sci-fi about a society where they have managed to cure, quote-unquote, cure developmental diseases by taking a drug, and it makes this previous moron, it makes him a genius, and you watch his progress. So this book is all diary insets. At the beginning, he very much is finding it hard to write and read. The spelling is almost wrong and things like that. And then you follow him as he's writing in this diary and kind of like learning about the world, and he becomes very intelligent. Like, he becomes a lot more intelligent than even your average person, even your average genius. But what happens after that? He's also still kind of somewhat a child when it comes to friendships and romantic relationships, and he really struggles in that area as well. He's just a struggle bunny. I am just a little bit over halfway because I read it yesterday, and I'm expecting to be in floods of tears. This one was a recommendation from Cody's Book Corner, linked down below. She also talked about it during her mid-year freakout. That's the video I'll link. Look at the little mouse! And then the other book, The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas, is about a young black girl who has received a scholarship to go to a fancy private school nearby, and ends up having a personality for school and a personality for home in order to avoid being segregated by the community, which I have also done as a fellow boarding school. You don't call on grants in England. But yeah, I went to boarding school, which is why I talk like this. So she is very much involved in the community and in her other life at boarding school, but she keeps those worlds very separate. However, one of her friends from home is killed by the police. She doesn't believe that it was a rightful killing. In fact, I haven't read it, but I believe it is a wrongful killing. He was unarmed at the time and shot dead by the police. And then her 2 worlds start to intersect. This has been so many booktubers' favourite books of last year, I believe it was, or maybe the year before, and I can't wait to give it a read. This one was gifted to me by What Victoria Read. So kind and generous, and I'm just so happy, and thank you. So these two are my plans for the week. I am gonna go grab that shower that I talked about and then film, and then I think we will be popping to the shops because I want to buy cross-stitching stuff. You guys, I just got auto-approval from a publisher on NetGalley, which is my first ever one, and it makes me feel like such a professional book reviewer now that I've actually received approval and stuff. Validation! I know I said I was gonna film my June wrap-up, and I totally am, but my hair will not dry. So that's a thing. So we'll have to wait and see if it's dry by like 1, otherwise I'm just gonna have to film. Also, yes, I need to buy a hair dryer. I need to buy a hairdryer. It's on the list. Everything is on the list. The list is a very long list. So I ended up just doing my hair like this. Hopefully it suits me enough for the video. I really love these flowers. Honestly, I bought them like 2 weeks ago and I've been wearing them non-stop ever since. And now we are gonna go out and shop. Mostly we're gonna go to the library actually. Just in case anyone was under any kind of like misapprehension that I am a fashionista, here is this beautiful skirt with this beautiful top that I am pairing with beautiful trainers. My main goal, honestly, with going to the library, other than taking back the books that are due back today, is to get the email address of the lady who buys English books for the library, so that I can offer her my perfect and untouched English books that I've read, that I don't want to keep anymore, because my house is full of books. So, 2 objectives of going to the library. We can do this. Let's walk down the stairs, because fitness. I managed to get a book stuck somehow in the thing, and now I can't scan any more books. I cannot reach it. I am doomed. Doomed, I tell you, doomed. Alright, so we have completed the library chore, and I'm just going to have a wander around town. I have found 2 crafting shops, so I want to see what kind of like stuff they have, whether they're just sewing or whether they also have cross-stitch. So the first store was a bit of a bust, but I'm not too worried because I know there is another one coming up. So that one, the second one, is just opposite my bus stop, but it closes so early that usually when I get off the bus it's closed. So I've never had a chance to look inside even. It's like got really dark windows and it's just a little bit below ground level. So it's really hard to look in and see, but as you can see, it is perfect for me, honestly. It has all the DMC colours, it has little charts. I'm so excited. I didn't want to buy anything, so I left obviously with only 2 little cross-stitch pieces to do and a hoop. And I'm going back tomorrow with an actual list of the DMC and the Ada that I need for my next project, so that's really cool. So this is what I got. I got these tiny little ship landscapes, or whatever you would call them. They're 10 by 10 centimetres, so they are absolutely tiny, about 5 by 4 inches. But I think they're going to look so cute. And then I also got an embroidery hoop for my current project, and then if these are big enough, I'll also use it for these. So I am filled with this sudden energy to take you guys with me on my day today, rather than just stand in front of the bookshop and tell you, bookshelf, and tell you what I have done. In order to do that, I will need to buy a couple of things for the camera so that I can take it out of the house. Main thing is a case, because I scratched the hell out of my camera, like I can't even tell you. I'd also love a tripod because you guys are really close to my face right now. And I'd like to hold you a little bit further away, and possibly even put you down somewhere sometimes, but we'll see about that one. And so that's 2 things, and then the final thing I want is a neck strap, because then I will look like a total tourist. We'll see if I'm still this excited about filming this way after I've edited together 2 days of like 15-second clips. We'll see, but let's go shop. So I am back from the shops, clearly, unless I took the bookshelves with me, which I am not above doing. And before we look at what I bought, I have post! I love getting post, it's so exciting. I have no idea what this is. I'm not expecting anything. The stamps are so cute! Look, they're elephants in love. Look at the elephants in love. It's like, oh, it's my contract. It's not a present, it's my contract. But, more importantly, they sent me candy. So they do know me, my new job. That's so sweet of them. So first of all, we bought this glass. Now I'm too scared to pick up the glass to show you it more closely because it is an expensive glass. We bought 4 of them and I will show you when I pick up the camera because I am way more comfortable. Then we spent an inordinate amount of money on pillows. I got this one, which is a, it looks like a bum, but that's not what it is. It is a shaped pillow so that you put your neck here and then your head goes here. And then hopefully this will really help with my neck strain. For those of you who have been watching me for a while, you'll know that I have a repetitive injury in my neck that comes back and means I can't like turn my head. And then I go around looking like this all the time, trying to look at people. So I'm really hoping that this will help out with that. So I will have to go to the doctors a lot less. And then we also bought the same brand, but just a magic, it's so soft and nice. It's like a memory foam pillow. And so I will be trying both of these and then I will let you know. They are both nearly 100. In fact, this one's over 100 pounds, I think, and this one is nearly 100 pounds. So they definitely weren't cheap. And if I didn't have a repetitive neck injury, probably wouldn't have bought them. But since I did, I may as well tell you guys how good they are. And then you don't have to spend 100 pounds just to try them and be like, it did nothing. And I got a gorilla pod, so now that when I'm holding you, I can hold you further away. That's the main purpose, and like put you around tree stand stuff. Put you around trees and stuff. I probably won't ever put you around a tree, but the option's there. I got a little case for you guys, so I can put you in here. I can also put this around my neck, which I probably will do, but this is not the neck strap that I wanted. I wanted an actual neck strap for the camera, and I'm gonna have to buy that online because they didn't have one. They did have this cute, really cheap case that will hopefully stop my camera from being any more scratched than it already is. I mean, you guys have seen my phone, so you know how bad my camera is probably. And then finally, and this is only tangentially related to filming, I got a hairdryer. It looks a bit like an Italian race car, but it was on sale. Everything was on sale. Just clarifying, even the pillows were on sale, so we didn't actually spend that much money on them. That's just how much they would have been. But I got this on sale. This is a very quiet hairdryer apparently. I bought this because this morning when I couldn't go outside because my hair was wet and I couldn't film because my hair was wet, I was like, this is ridiculous. I should just buy a hairdryer and then I wouldn't be sat around waiting for my hair to dry. And that is exactly what I did. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. We're about to go get a kebab because I'm not gonna cook after all of this shopping. Reading in Flowers of Algernon. I am about 50% of the way through. God, this book smells amazing. I love new books. And it's getting a little technical, but it's really good, really, really good. I'm actually on the phone, believe it or not, but I'm on hold for the doctors, so I can't even check what time the bus is, so I've just got to pray and I'm not going to miss it. Can't run anyway because I've been having an asthma attack since like Monday, which is why I'm on the phone to the doctors. Yeah, so I'm obviously going to read on the bus, but I don't want to read Flowers for Algernon because I think I'm going to cry, and I don't want to cry. The other book I'm reading is Thug, The Hate You Give, and I'm like, I'm going to cry if I read this, the first opening scene, because I know what's going to happen. I'm just like, I don't know if I can cope with this today. Hi guys, so I have some really bad news to share. If you remember a couple of weeks ago I was talking a lot about how I was starting a new job in June and I was really excited about it and I felt like this was the way that I could do some good for society. Well, I have been fired from my job. I mean, not fired, I've been released from my contract, I guess you would say. I don't have to work for the rest of the month, but I will because I like money. This opportunity didn't work out for me. I'm really hopeful that my consultant manager will be able to find me another opportunity. I mean, luckily for me, I am not self-employed, so I do have a manager who manages my career and will try and place me in other companies. It just sucks that this opportunity didn't work out. It was such a good opportunity for me and for the team. I felt like I really belonged there. And it was just a case of budget cuts and, you know, it just didn't work out. But yeah, I wanted you guys to be the first to know. And if I look like I've been crying, that's why. On the other hand, on the doctors and the asthma update, I have still not got a doctor's appointment this week. I have been promised one next week and Thursday. So only a couple more days to go of this, a new week, and then I should hopefully see a doctor about my asthma. So those of you who aren't Swedish don't know, but you ring in the morning and then you're put into a telephone queue. If you get into the queue, they will call you back, and if you don't get into the queue, they won't even consider your case. And that has been what has happened to me every morning. I've been calling when they open, and I still haven't been able to get through to a person. I just get this message that says the queue is full and they can't see me. So it's really not going very well this week, but I'm hopeful that, you know, my time will come. My time in the literal sun that just came out will come. All right, I've got to go catch a bus now. Kittens, we made it to Saturday. I know, I can't believe it either, but we did. We're here, I'm alive. It has been a week, let me tell you, but we're here. So, I only read 2 books this week, I think. I'm not going to lie, after the news I received on Thursday, I didn't really feel like reading on Thursday or on Friday. I did manage to get a bit of The Hate You Give during the bus, and I did finish that this morning. So, let's go through the book choices. So this week I read Flowers for Algernon, and then I read The Hate You Give. Clearly this was not the week to read emotionally hard-hitting novels, because this week was also the week in which I lost a contract. So I might not have a job in a month, and I was reading stuff that was making me cry in public, so the combination was pretty tough. I should have read these earlier in the month. Next time I know to read books while I'm in a good place. Flowers for Algernon is about a society. There is a man with developmental and emotional learning problems who they have managed to make into a genius. The reason the mouse is on the cover is that they first did this clinical trials on a mouse called Algernon. The man figures out that there might be a problem with the drug while he's being a genius, and it's all about his developmental and emotional problems as his intelligence soars first to the level of normal people and then past it, and what happens after that. This book is so hard-hitting. I didn't cry at the end, but there were quite a few points during the book where I felt like crying, and the end was definitely one of them. He was just such a kind-hearted and sensitive guy, and he just had some really bad luck, essentially. But this book is phenomenal. It's a sci-fi. Obviously there isn't a drug or an operation that makes people geniuses yet, but I definitely recommend checking this out. It isn't very hard on the sci-fi aspects. It is essentially set in an Earth like today, where they just happen to have, you know, created this operation. So if you're not into sci-fi and you're more into literary works, I would still heavily recommend this. The next book I picked up was The Hate You Give by Angie. This is the story of a black girl who sees her cousin and best friend murdered in front of her by a cop during a routine pullover. It is very hard-hitting and very emotional. There are points where nothing is happening, but I feel like maybe those were needed in order to quote-unquote humanize the main character and make her a person in the eyes of people who would be reading this in a more hate-filled background, I guess. I definitely enjoyed it, and I loved the characters. The whole cast of characters were just superbly done. We don't even see the officer in the book, which is a really interesting choice, but yes, I really enjoyed this. It was also very hard-hitting and emotional, and I definitely think that Angie Thomas has brought to light some suffering and some personal experience through this. Whew. So these two were incredibly hard-hitting. So after I finished these two, I obviously didn't really, I finished this one this morning, I was not in the mood to read. So instead I listened to The Secret Life of Trees. I've forgotten who it's by, but there's a picture here. This one is a lovely little book on the science of trees and how they are integral to our society, and how cutting down trees is obviously very harmful for the environment, but in ways that we actually didn't know. So for example, trees can push rain clouds further inland than they would naturally get. So, so essentially when you deforest the shoreside trees, in example Brazil, you end up with deserts and mass deforestation because the rain no longer gets to those middle ground parts. Am I making sense? You might need to cut this. But I just kind of like, I needed a bit of an uplift, so I listened to some trees while I did some cross stitch on the balcony in the sun, and that was a bit more quiet, and then I baked a cake. And that is it from me. I hope, kittens, that you are all well, that you have a great beverage, hopefully tea of your choice, and that you have an absolutely amazing book to lose yourselves into. And I'm looking forward to seeing you next week. Don't forget to hit like if you liked this video and subscribe if you want to see more from me. I am posting a wrap-up for all of the books I read in June next Friday, so don't forget to hit the bell icon if that's something that you want to see, and I miss you all terribly.